Right now, we're going to answer all your questions about Diablo 4.
And we haven't read any of these. You're not a passive observer. When the Battle Pass becomes available,
When the Battle Pass becomes...
earning big drops of favor. That will progress you through the Battle Pass. Bring it back. Bring Sick back, everybody. Hey there. I'm Diablo 4's Associate Game Director, Joseph Pipora.
My name is John Mueller. I'm the art director on Diablo 4. And right now, we're going to answer all your questions about Diablo 4.
Let's go.
That's what it says on this tablet. All your questions. Gryeth on Twitter asks, would this game...
Did he know when he said that? Did he know that most of these, or even some of these, were falsified? Was he taking the piss?
Be a good entry point for newcomers to the series. I've got a lot of noob friends I want to bring in.
I didn't actually watch this. Would this game be a good entry point for newcomers to the series? What a fucking convenient question for them to be able to say, yes. Yes, you can buy our game if you've never played the other ones. Yes, buy this. Holy fuck.
What do they need to know about previous entries in the series?
If you've played Diablo in the past, like Diablo 1, Diablo 2, and Diablo 3, you're going to have a little more context for some of the initial setting questions and things that are happening.
Yeah, but does anyone care?
Diablo 4 is explicitly designed to be a perfect entry point for the series for new players.
It really is, yeah.
Now, we try to make sure that
really
we're introducing a few characters that have been discussed a little bit in the past, like in some of the the novels and things on the side. The characters of Lilith and Inarius in particular are central to the story of Diablo 4. Okay, so Steven from Discord says, Diablo 4 is a much more realistic and detailed visual style than the more painting-inspired Diablo 3. How does
Was Diablo 3 painting-inspired? I don't think I've heard anyone describe it like that. Is that how they describe the art style internally, by any chance? Is painting-inspired how they describe it internally, so they put that into this question? Like they use their internal terminology in the made-up questions?
affect how the game is designed? Does this darker look and tone mean you need to change the approach to enemy environments or even UI UX design?
The contiguous open world of Diablo is entirely built for combat and also exploration. So we have this really wonderful experience of going through...
Oh, that's convenient. The two things you do. This is a nothing.
...world and discovering, you know, all the altars to Lilith, all the strongholds, all the different events that you can discover, as well as the main campaign. But does it affect the UI UX design, Joe?
It's important for the player to
I
have the right
fucking
amount
love
of information
Makoko seeds.
We don't take them too far out of the experience of fighting in these environments. And the darkness around that does allow actually certain UI elements to actually pop more easily.
Emma Rocks from Twitter asks, the cutscenes in Diablo 4 are
they really
gorgeous.
pop when I have a look at the
How important
bottom
was it
of the
to get these
screen.
as high quality as they are in the game? We wanted you to go through...
Shut the fuck up. Fuck off. Shut up. There's only one question I saw, and it was in the livestream fail clip of Quinn. I didn't realize how fucking egregious this shit was.
Gorgeous. How important was it to get these as high quality as they are in the game? We wanted you to go through the character creation, create your identity within the world of Diablo, and then you would see your character in a lot of the cutscenes, and then trying to get
it's
them
you.
As high quality
That's
as possible.
you.
You know, Blizzard Animation, we're known for really high quality cinematics.
That's true.
We phoned some friends from Blizzard Animation at times to kind of give a lot of input and feedback, and a lot of those folks actually did the work. The IGC team is actually part of Blizzard Animation, so a lot of the technique, we really tried to make it almost as much as possible indistinguishable from our pre-render with the limitations of the technology as they are. But yeah. JD from YouTube, Lilith is an interesting villain, being that she is both an...
I saw this one though.
Also,
no, I saw this one too. This is the other question I saw.
Tempting mother of sanctuary. How do you craft a villain that is both despised and adored?
If a real person asked this, like, even if they didn't fake this one, a human being didn't write this. There are AI bots swarming YouTube leaving these comments. This isn't real. A person didn't ask this.
Honestly, it really comes down to motivations. Villains that we typically find forgettable sometimes are really the mustache twirling obvious villains who are up to no good for their own.
It's fucking Diablo. You're against demons. Like, if there's going to be a time for the villain to just be pure fucking evil with no nuance, ARPG. ARPG, the game where you're tearing things apart, like as if you're throwing millions of living beings into a will it blend mega blender. That's the game to have them just be unequivocally evil and you want to destroy them.
own reasons and greed and just.
That's fine. It's fine. It doesn't need to be.
Are deeper and they're more complex. Like no one is really entirely good or entirely evil, right? It's what are they after? What is the end result that they're looking for? And for Lilith, I think
the end result, what, being killed in 2 minutes over and over again to farm gear?
I would say, as far as how do you craft a villain that is both despised and adored, the answer is it's all in the eyes. And the story I have about Lilith is if you look at her eyes, you'll notice that they are not red. Lilith is an outcast even amongst demons. And so you'll notice her eyes are actually like off-put. She has one gray eye and then one blue eye. And that blue eye,
I wish I didn't know that.
Is because that is the part of her
Yeah, Frag, I wish I didn't know this. I wish I didn't know this. Actual heterochromia sans Undertale OC.
And she is not entirely evil. She's not entirely good. So if you ever wonder if you see that one blue eye, why is it blue? That was the idea. We didn't want to make something that was just, you know, the red-eyed demon.
Yeah, sure.
Cryptid Scruff from Twitter says, are D4 devs considering the ideas of adding a loot filter like Path of Exile and Last Epoch?
As we're looking at the live experience when the game, after the game is shipped, one of the things we need to do as part of the seasons is continue to introduce new quality of life features. Like polish improvements are things that would be really good for the game in the long haul. These are the sorts of things that could fall into those kinds of categories. Because, you know, operating a live service game and having our seasonal post-launch content really comes down to a conversation between the player base, the community, and the developers.
It sounds legit mainly despair. Not because it's something someone who plays these games would really, really want, but because they mentioned Path of Exile and Last Epoch.
Developers themselves, like, we'll be able to like kind of take from these sorts of suggestions and kind of devise what our roadmap
They wouldn't do that in
like
a fake question.
All right.
Okay, why don't you ask me this one?
I'll ask you this one.
Although it is something someone who really plays these would want. It's incredible quality of life. It takes away a lot of the just, oh, I have to look at fucking everything, and all of it is shit I don't want. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants the filter, but they wouldn't have mentioned those games.
All right.
Yes, John?
Tom the Bomb from YouTube says, what have you learned from the test weekends?
Well, Tom the Bomb, let me tell you. So I think the people who had a chance to play the beta weekends probably, or I certainly, hopefully...
They said filters are the kind of thing they'd be looking at adding later, essentially.
They understand that these were not marketing events.
Shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your mouth. Not mutually exclusive. These were not marketing events. By the way, every time you open the game or open certain menus, a giant pop-up that says buy the game. Enjoying the test, buy the game, buy the game, buy the game. Click here to buy the game. Yes, it was a marketing event. It was also functional as a test. It absolutely was a marketing event. Shut the fuck up.
These were actually to test the game and to stress test the game in particular. You know, we do a lot of testing internally on our own hardware, but there's no replacement for just actually having real...
Oh yeah, and the KFC Double Down beta key. Not marketing, by the way. Not marketing.
Real players connecting through the internet to our servers and trying to log in and make characters. And when these things happen, we collect a lot of data from what players are actually doing, and we get to see where there are like lag spikes or crashes of any kind. And that does a lot to kind of help us narrow in on the things we can like harden and make better for the launch experience itself.
I've got something you can harden, bro.
It's a wide array of things. Even in this last beta weekend that we just did for the Server Slam, the Ashava Server Slam. Even here, while it's still fairly a fairly good launch experience for everybody, we didn't really have long queues at any point. We still found some things that were affecting players along the way. Some of them were really minor that they'll never notice. Some of them are major that they won't notice that we still found.
Yeah, there's even FOMO, Frag. It was a server test where you could unlock stuff. Now they can say, oh, we were just incentivizing people to come in and try it to get the free stuff so that we'd have more people slamming the servers. But at the same time, anyone who hasn't bought the game yet, and they get an unlock, it's like, oh, I've unlocked the thing. I need to buy the game now, because otherwise I unlocked the thing for nothing. Insane to say. Not marketing.
Matt from YouTube asks, wow, there's only one Matt on YouTube, it seems.
Right?
Yeah. If all I care about is looking like a badass, language, which class should I play?
Of course, they're all wonderful, right? But I think if...
Hey. The other question they could have asked, if all I care about is looking like a fat ass, should I play Druid?
Jamie D from Twitter asks, adding mounts to the game is an exciting step. Agreed. What was the thought process behind that?
I mean, you know, it's such a big open world. Like, you know, I always love this idea of like, you know, riding from the, you know, the tippy top of Skosglen all the way down to the lower parts of Kyrgyzstan, you know, without any loading screens, and it just feeling like this adventure. And that was my personal, you know, like
it's not going to feel like that.
For it, and that's where
I guarantee you.
I think one thing I'd call out too here that we don't talk about too much, but when we're thinking about like the world of Sanctuary, we want you to feel kind of isolated as you're wandering through it. It's really, really vast. You know, there's lots of things to do and everything, but we really want the player to feel
isolated,
like almost like a gunslinger, like the lone gunslinger, kind of like coming into town.
You mean in the game that instances you in with a bunch of other players, so you can never be alone because they're just always around you? What the fuck are you talking about?
To solve a bunch of problems, then eventually to move on.
Emelent 1997 from Reddit asks, in Diablo 3, it felt like the characters from past seasons were a bit underpowered to play once new ones came along. Will D4 give incentive to play old normal mode characters once seasons come along?
We really are putting all of our emphasis, or a lot of our emphasis, I should say, on trying to make sure that we've created like the most exciting seasonal content that we can. So a lot of our new gameplay systems, the new seasonal quest line that we'll be adding with every season, all tied into this like really big seasonal theme that we'll have in every quarter where we do a release. Is really trying to make sure that it feels fun to go make a new character and kind of like roll through and play again. With every season, we'll be adding new legendary items to the game and new unique items that you can take those characters and go try to farm for. But one thing that's worth calling out is that Diablo is specifically designed around the idea of capped progression. There's only so much power that you can get in Diablo 4. It's not a never-ending, you know, curve where you're constantly finding an even better item and an even better item. There are items get to a certain level of power and then they stop. And it really comes down to like, do you have the right combination of items? You made all the best choices.
Is that your best build? Is that your most fun build?
This is weird because it's like, surely there's going to be power creep across seasons. There's no way there's not going to. And there's going to be like new legendaries that combined with the other stuff is more powerful than another setup. I don't know. I don't know what it even means.
Is that the
I'm not sure.
Build? Exactly, or in the most fun build. You've squeaked every ounce of power out of the things that you've done. All the right rolls and everything that you have, all that kind of stuff. That's really more of the focus that we have. Says DC2 from Twitter asks, thanks for putting couch co-op in the game.
This is the one.
You're welcome. I imagine this makes development significantly harder.
This is the one that I saw and blew my mind.
Well, I mean, I think couch co-op, for anybody that's played it, is just...
This is an absolute self-suck. This is Diablo 4 dev auto-fellatio on stream. I don't know if I can show this on Twitch.
Really amazing experience. It's like a social experience. It's like, you know, I think playing with like a friend or family. I mean, you know, we've heard so many stories and read so many stories. I know from the very beginning, it was always like, this is you know, we're always testing it. We're always making sure that it's not breaking or it's not.
I will say though, couch co-op Diablo 3 is very nice. It's a very enjoyable experience on console.
Being forgotten, you know, so through the whole development of Diablo, we were always kind of checking in, making sure couch co-op felt good.
Yeah,
but it does.
I will say this: there's a common question.
It's not actually
in
huge.
The design pit, and when we talk with engineers, it's just, well, how would that work in couch co-op? Then we all sit back and go, well, it would work like this, and then we have to like figure out how to account for that as part of the development and the answer that we're going after. But I remember playing couch co-op on the PlayStation 1 for Diablo 1 back in the day, right in college. So like it's central. We want to make sure that we nail it, and it's fun. It feels fun.
Heistmeister on Reddit says, will skill trees be further expanded with new branches choices for existing abilities in future patches seasons? I'd love skill clusters like the Necromancer's Curse cluster to have one extra oomph.
The answer to that is that there's no way the answer to that isn't no, right? It's going to be no, and then look at the fucking external shit that modifies everything. Look at the way Legendary Powers works. And presumably uniques.
This is really something we're thinking about more as part of like our expansion releases.
They're gonna?
I know we're not talking about expansions too much today. We'll talk more about those in the future. But for like big additions to the skill tree, that's really where they want to be. Now we will be doing like meta changes and tuning on a regular basis from season to season as we go, and adding more, like again, more legendary items, more unique items for players to collect as they play. We will be adding to these things, but likely through the expansions.
Rose,
so they will do it, but they realize people will be willing to pay money for that. So. All right.
Movies 11 on YouTube says, can we get any info on what the Battle Pass looks like? Will it be challenge-based like Halo or XP-based like normal levels?
It's a combination basically of these two things. As the player's playing through the game, and the Battle Pass becomes available when seasons go live. When the Battle Pass becomes available,
didn't we get a
everything the player
taster
does,
of that
killing
in the
monsters,
Slam?
completing quests, they will be earning favor. And favor is
Oh,
basically
like there are
this,
dailies
XP
from the
that is
Whispering Tree
fueling
too,
your battle
and stuff
pass and
like
kind of
that.
leveling up through its tiers. But you also will get more favor from completing objectives in the season journey. It's going to be a new objective system. And players who are familiar with Diablo 3 may
They took a look at
Season
Lost
Journey
Ark.
system in that game. When completing objectives and chapters in Diablo 4, you'll be earning big drops of favor for doing that stuff. That will progress you through the battle pass even more quickly.
Suspicious Trainer 82. How do I cure
man.
the post-server slam blues?
You go and watch your favorite streamer talk about Diablo 4. You go find your favorite reporting on Diablo 4.
You post on Reddit.
You post on Reddit about Diablo 4.
Yeah.
You form a support network of friends and colleagues.
They're making me not want to play
trying
it.
to get over.
They're making me not want to play
The
it.
clock is going to move.
Why would you do
anyway,
this to me?
You know, every